All right, hey everyone. In this video, I'm gonna talk about what I believe is like a huge opportunity with Amazon's affiliate program. So depending on how familiar with you are, essentially an Amazon affiliate site is one where you have a site that essentially reviews products, talks about products, anything like that. And if somebody clicks on the link to the product, they go to Amazon, and if they buy it off of Amazon, they get a commission for it. And so that's been, around for probably close to 20 years now. Amazon's affiliate program, maybe over. And it was a super popular way for people to make money because you don't have to deal with physical products. So it's a lot easier to a lot of people than like actually having to sell a physical product on Amazon. And really, if you're writing the content yourself, there's almost no startup costs. It's just you're writing a ton of articles. Um, so these are probably the most popular businesses that get sold on places like Empire Flippers or Flippa or Quiet Light Brokerage or things like that. And that's because there's really no inventory required. You can kind of do the digital nomad thing and just run it off of your laptop. And for a lot of them, I mean, you can go 6 months at a time without writing any content, and it doesn't really affect how much money the site makes. Of course, if you don't write any content for 3 years, you're going to start to lose traffic, but it's a very hands-off kind of business. So as I'm recording this video right now, it's February 21st, 2021, and a little less than a year ago, Amazon announced that they were slashing their affiliate commissions by like 50% across almost every category. So you can see right here, I have this article up here from April 14th. So would that be 10 months ago? Um, and they just hacked the affiliate product categories with the machete. So, for example, if a website was making $100,000, or let's use an easier example, if it was making $800,000, now it'd be making 300,000. With the way that they slash the commission, so you have all these sites that literally the value of them dropped by more than 50%. Um, so it was like devastating to a lot of these affiliate people, and nobody knew it was going to happen. They didn't know if they were going to lower them more or raise them back or what. But this soured a lot of people on Amazon's affiliate program, and as you can probably imagine, a lot of people who had these businesses were like, "Screw it, I'm out." Because again, if you're making 8% and you're paying $50 to write an article, it basically makes the article a lot more expensive if you're only making 3% off the products that you review. So hopefully that made sense. But anyway, so there's been like this huge exodus out of the Amazon affiliate sites because people just don't want to deal with it. They don't think it's worth it. They're burnt out on it because they're making way less money. So you can see right here, like pets, lawn and garden, furniture, home improvement, those were making 8%. This is how it was. And now you see it updated. It's like they're making 3%, 1%. I don't know if grocery was, I don't even know if they were doing an affiliate program for grocery before. Um, but they really hacked them with like a machete. And so thinking about this, you have all these people that have been trying to kind of get out of these sites for probably the last 6 to 8 months or whatever. I see a pretty huge opportunity with that, and that is to buy an affiliate site that's reviewing a group of products. So for example, we could say they're reviewing different kinds of gardening equipment. Um, so like pots or shovels or maybe even lawnmowers, who knows, like any kind of garden clippers, anything like that. And so you buy that affiliate site, and then you take the top, 1 to 5 pages, and you just begin fulfilling those yourself. So instead of, buying a Toro lawnmower, you buy Clay's lawnmower. That's a bad example. You don't probably want to go and try and make your own lawnmower. But for like example, for like a baby blanket, if a affiliate site was reviewing a baby blanket on Amazon and it was, say selling 50 of them a month, you could go sell that baby blanket, put it on the site, and you could make the commission from the affiliate sale, and you could make the margin on the product. So I drew up this document right here to just kind of write out my thoughts or whatever. And I'm just going to kind of walk through this bullet by bullet. So if a content site makes $1,000 a month and has 100 articles, on average, assuming everything checks out with that site's going to cost about 35,000 on a brokerage. A 35 multiple times monthly revenue is like standard for what an Amazon affiliate site would go for. So if you say that 75 of them are reviewing products and 25 like really aren't promoting anything, like it could be like how to get your baby to go to bed. That's not necessarily promoting the product. I mean, it could be, you could interlink it, whatever. Um, but again, just for purposes of the example, so if the gardening commission rate is, it's not 3.5%, it's 3%. Um, and the formula for this is essentially if you're making 3% off your affiliate sales and you're making $1,000 a month, you're actually generating $33,000 in sales for Amazon, which is really significant. And so if you think about kind of how this stuff is skewed, um, the top 10 pages, they're driving anywhere from 20% to 50% of the traffic. It's not unusual for like the top page on a website to, be driving 10, 15, 20, 25% of the traffic. That's like actually pretty standard, that there's like a couple like, pillar pages for lack of a better word. And everything else is just kind of there. Again, sometimes it can be different, but just for purposes of this example, say we take one of the top 5 pages and one of those pages is driving 5% of the traffic. So you can kind of do the math there, say, well, if it's driving 5% of the traffic, chances are it's driving close to 5% of the sales. Again, I'm trying to be conservative here, and with all this math here, I think this is like the most conservative view possible. So if you take 5% of those sales from one article, that's about $1,600 in total sales. And if you're, reviewing a product that costs about $28, that's like 60 free sales you're getting if you decide to private label that product. So again, like a baby blanket, or like, some gardening gloves or something like that, maybe like a gardening glove kit. So say you make, from the $28 item, say you make $8 in profit. $8 in profit times 60 sales is $480 in profit. Kind of like a standard private label first order is 2 to 300 units. So say we have to order 300 units because we can't order 200. I mean, that's over 25% of the sales guaranteed per month. And all you're really doing is changing the affiliate page on one link of the website. You're adding no new content. You're doing nothing different to the structure. You're literally just subbing one product in for another. And again, you're going to have to go private label that product, and not that that's super easy. There's work to be done with that for sure. But one of the biggest risks with private labeling on Amazon is that you're not going to be able to drive traffic. They're going to sit there in the fulfillment center, and you're just going to get charged for a storage fee and never sell them. So this negates a lot of that risk. I mean, you're like worst case scenario, you're selling out in like 3.5 months, which is again not ideal, but there's like very little risk associated with that. You're almost guaranteed to eventually sell out of those as long as you don't make a terrible product and it doesn't get really bad reviews. And then again, being ultra conservative, say you get 25 sales just for being on Amazon. So that's like less than one sale a day per month. So I'm just saying you get 25, that's another $200 in profit. So now you had this site that was making $1,680 a month, that was making $1,000 a month without adding a scrap of content. You're literally just changing a link in a picture, probably in a blog post. You're making like over close to $1,700 a month. And then if you sold that at a 30x multiple, you're getting like 50 grand instead of 35,000. So just for like changing one thing, you've like, you've made almost 15,000. You've made slightly over $15,000. And again, I'm trying to be ultra conservative with these numbers. If it was a good product and it isn't an ultra competitive niche, you're probably selling way more than 25 sales just for being on Amazon. I mean, if it's a good product, you could do 5, 10, 20 a day if you pick a really good product. And the fact that you're getting those free sales, I say free, I mean obviously you're paying for the affiliate site, but that's going to cause you to rank way higher. So it's super interesting. So I mean, as you can imagine, if you compound the math here, say you take another product on the site and that page is also generating about 5% of the traffic, and you do the same thing, boom, you're up to like 20. Oh, I had this originally with 3.5%, so then that's going to be slightly off there. But then you're making like 2,400 a month if you essentially do the exact same thing. So it'd be about 2,500. It'd be a little over 2,500, but 2,500 a month. And then if you sold that at a 30x multiple, that's 72,000. So again, the purposes of this is just to kind of explain what my thinking is here, I'm pretty sure this is the type of site I want to go after. Because like people are just trying to get out of these affiliate sites. They're burnt out. They don't want to deal with with not problems, products. But I think there's a huge arbitrage to be made here for people that are willing to get their hands dirty and private label a simple product. Again, I'm not trying to make a computer. I'm not trying to like make a lawnmower. But something like a blanket, a foam roller, like a baby rattle, something like that, where there's really no chance that somebody's going to harm themselves with it. It's not something they have to ingest. It's not electronics. Something like that is honestly pretty easy to private label. So that's kind of what I'm trying to go for. Some sort of site that's been, hacked with a machete by Amazon. And, in looking at the top 10 pages of the site in terms of traffic, there's, 1 to 3 products on there that I think would be a slam dunk to private label. And so again, in this example or whatever, you've essentially, if you add 2 products or whatever, you've doubled the value of this and you haven't added a scrap of content. You've really had to do no work on the site whatsoever. So, I mean, if you're also, while you're, waiting for this to get manufactured and shipped to Amazon, I mean, there's a lot of dead time between that. If you keep adding articles too, you're probably going to start making more affiliate revenue too, because I mean, Google just likes more content. So the more you write, the more they're going to rank you. Um, as long as it's not like a spammy article or something, or you're doing like black hat SEO. So again, this is the second video I've made, and I just wanted to kind of lay this out. I get that these aren't the most exciting videos of all time, so starting with the next one, I'm gonna show how to like scrape Flippa, and so I'll be doing a lot more like interactive stuff that you can follow along with, and it won't just be like me reading off a Word document, because I get that that's not ultra exciting to either listen to or watch if anybody's watching. So again, this is what I'm going to start doing. I may change course at some point and start looking at a different kind of website, but right now I think that this is like the very low hanging fruit and there's a huge arbitrage to be made. So thank you, and I will talk to you guys later.